Okay, so NASA is saying April 1st, they're going to go back to the moon. NASA is planning to launch Artemis 2 on April 1st. We're going back to the moon after more than 50 years. So coincidentally, that's April Fool's Day. So I guess the joke is that the verbiage you're using in saying we're going back to the moon because we've never been there. So this isn't going to be our second trip to the moon or whatever. This will technically be our first. And that's if you believe they're actually going to send somebody to the moon, because I surely don't believe that that's what they're going to do. And I don't believe we ever went there the first time. I mean, I've talked about this on here before. There's a Hollywood set and video of them recording the moon landing up the street at Paramount Studios. So yeah, I don't really know. So again, I guess I'll keep my eye on that and see how they choose to spin it. If it's another, at this point in history, or this point in time, it's probably going to be an AI generated moon landing. And again, April 1st, like, is this really a joke? Come on. What do you all think about this? Are we actually going to go to the moon for the first time, or is this going to be another bait and switch they're going to try to pull on us?
No experiment proves the Earth moves. Nothing. Nothing proves it. Okay? Modern astronomy doesn't prove anything. It explains what it already assumes. Parallax assumes that Earth moves, so it can prove Earth moves. So its circular reasoning is dressed up as science. Okay? So without evidence, the whole thing collapses. And when it collapses, the ages collapse with it. So the age of Aquarius that I don't shut up about, the age of Pisces, all of it, it's all bullshit. It's a 19th century invention built on a theory that was never proven. Because if Earth doesn't move, precession isn't real, trepidation isn't real. So if precession isn't real, the stars don't drift. They're always in the same place at the same time every day, every year. So if you go back into the 1700s, the records, Hipparchus' original inference from 2,000 years ago, his parallax claims, what I found is no one ever measured the stars moving, they just assumed it again. And then they built a system to match the assumption. Like, it's a bunch of bullshit. The fixed stars are fixed. Constellations don't shift. The sun returns to the same spot, the same time, the same season, century after century. What you see with your own eyes is real. The Earth is stationary. The sky moves around Polaris and you are at the center. And that changes everything, because if this isn't a random rock spinning through a void, then what is it? I know what it is, and I try and explain this without,
The fact that people still believe this is hilarious. All right, check this out. NASA sets coverage for Artemis 2 moon mission. All right, but we got to read right here. NASA will provide live coverage of pre-launch, launch, and mission events for the agency's upcoming Artemis 2 crewed test flight around the moon. Right. Launch is targeted for no earlier than 6:24 Wednesday, April 1st. You guys know what day April 1st is? None other than April Fool's Day. Just like when they showed us the first television picture from space on, what date? April 1st. They're lying to you, okay? Wake up. You guys gotta stop believing this garbage.
Wednesday, April 1st, 2026, which is both April Fool's Day, Passover, and New Year's if you're paying attention. Anyway, watch this. So, Passover, we remember our Passover lamb who was sacrificed for our sins. However, it was foreshadowed all the way back in Egypt when the angel of death came over and killed all the firstborn of the people in Egypt right before their exodus. And we are also told that keeping Passover is a foreshadowing of things that are to come. In your Bible, in Revelation chapter 9, verse 11, it talks about the angel over the bottomless pit, king of Babylon the Great, Abaddon, who in the Greek tongue has the name Apollyon, which means destroyer and comes from the Greek god Apollo. And if you don't know, our first ever moon mission was the Apollo missions. And also, this mission here is named after Apollo's twin sister, Artemis, who, just like Apollo, is the primary goddess of the hunt, the moon, and childbirth. Her destructive side is central to her character in several ways. She's the bringer of sudden death. Along with her twin brother Apollo, Artemis was believed to be the source of sudden, painless death and disease. Specifically, she was said to strike down women and girls with her arrows, while Apollo did the same to men and boys. Artemis is also known for changing people into beasts. If you think all that's a coincidence, though, hold on to your hats. Have fun denying this. Artemis is built 322 feet tall, and a lot of you already know the tie-in that Freemasons have with space missions, and also the fact that NASA itself is involved in Project Paperclip and comes from the word in your Hebrew Bible pronounced Nashah, which is on your 3rd page in Genesis, when Satan nashad Eve and deceived and beguiled and tricked her. But anyway, let's look at how tall this thing is. 322 feet tall, this destroying goddess Artemis. Well, if you know anything about the skull and bones, it's a very big number with the skull and bones, 322. So much, in fact, that even that is tied into the number of the Brotherhood of Death. So, let me do a recap for you so that you can understand this very important message. Next Wednesday is Passover, and while the world is celebrating the Passover lamb that covers us when the angel of death passes over in darkness and smites the land and the firstborns, there's literally going to be a rocket that's going to be passing over for the first time in over 50 years, ever since his first mission, Apollo. We're having Artemis, his twin sister, who is associated with death, sudden death, destruction, disease, and chaos, and vengeance, that is also 322 feet tall and tied into the skull and crossbones destruction as well. And in the meantime, we've got World War III / what they're calling the Battle of Armageddon happening. We have the rebuilding of the temple that everybody's talking about. We have the sacrifice that everybody's talking about. We have all these other things playing out around you, and yet you still want to act like it's a coincidence? Well, if you want to talk about coincidences, well, maybe it's a coincidence that Donald Trump has a 66 penthouse suite that's in his all-black tower in New York City, 664 foot tall, in which his whole golden room here is dedicated to the sun god Apollo. You have Apollo here, and you have Muhammad Ali, who is known as Apollo Creed, which is where you get Apollo Creed from the Rocky series named after, and all these other physique, everything else. I mean, maybe all of this is a coincidence, including his painting of Apollo in the chariot that's in his main room on his 66 floor penthouse suite ceiling. So I'm going to close by saying this. Wake up, not for my sake, but for your sake. At what point are you going to look around and say, there's no way that every single thing that's happening right now is a coincidence?
You think that you've seen pictures of what the Earth looks like from outer space. No, you're believing what they're telling you it looks like. If you go back and look at the different globes that NASA has put out, they don't look the same. They change. The Earth doesn't change. It might change a little bit, but not from way out there. It's all phony baloney. And I can't believe people still buy in to this garbage at this point. You folks need to start thinking outside the box. It is absolutely absurd to me that people think the photos they're telling us is Earth from outer space. Outer space? Outer space. Really? Outer space. That's upper. So that right there is already a lie. But the people that actually believe that shit, it blows my mind. We never landed on the damn moon in a tin can. It's absolutely absurd. How the hell did you think those people got back? Who was taking the video when they first came off the so-called aircraft? Spaceship. That thing was an absolute joke. And the hatch to close it looked like the sunscreen I put in the dash of my car for my windshield. I'm so tired of going around with people who have their heads up their ass because you people are brainwashed and gullible. Put the damn Kool-Aid down.
Did you see that route? Hold on, let me zoom in. That's the route for them to get from the Earth to the moon. Do you see what we live in? Do you see what we live in? Do you see the same picture that I'm looking at right now? This is Holly Weird faking moon landings, and then this is the route for them to get from the Earth to the moon. Basically, it's got two circles and something long. That's the best way to describe it. This makes me laugh. Look at that imprint right there. That's a moon imprint into Nevada sand right there. So when they say they had the moon landing and there's the imprint of his foot, there's the imprint. They flew up there in that little junky Tinker Toy, basically device, flew up there and then they put their feet into the moon. That's what they're telling people. In his funny suit, pretending like he went to space. Here you go.
Hollywood, you ain't been acting like you probably should. It's time you listen, Mr. Hollywood. You're not the same guy from the neighborhood. You think you're better, Mr. Hollywood. You ain't been acting like you probably should. It's time you listen, Mr. Hollywood. You're not the same guy from the neighborhood. You think you're better, Mr. I'm spilling the tea. The people you meet, please don't lie to me, cause I know you don't do it for free. I'm calling you out, we sick of your shit. Killing the game, but we secretly hope that you quit. They go to your shows, they're going crazy. Can't save your soul, Lord, can you hear me? I rest in pieces, just give me a reason. Perform, that's all you'll be ever, but now you feel empty. Hollywood, you ain't been acting like you probably should.
Hey Justin, Global Leapers, why don't you go check out what NASA states about gas pressure and how many times they state container and walls of a container in this explanation. Enjoy your flat earth obsession.
Be careful.
My husband's a pilot.
And he doesn't adjust for curvature. Thanks. Do you want to bring him on panel instead of you?
No, he just maintains altitude. John!
Right. So does the horizon drop down and away from the plane 66 feet every 10 miles?
I don't know about the 66
You
feet
don't know?
horizon. I
You
said
don't
I
know?
don't. I said I don't know.
Okay. Well, it's not
Hey,
really
this guy wants to know if you have to maintain, or if you have to dip your nose to maintain curvature or to maintain altitude.
No, what happens if you dip your nose?
What happens if you dip your nose?
Oh, you don't. So he said no. All right. So ask him.
No, he said, what happens if you do?
So does he fly like this? Does he fly like this, Tiffany? Hey, Tiffany, does he fly like this? Oh,
No,
thank you.
that's
Welcome to Flat Earth.
ridiculous.
Welcome to Flat Earth. Thanks.
What are you
Thanks,
talking
husband.
about?
Thanks,
No.
husband. Thanks. Welcome to Flat Earth, Tiffany. Thanks, husband. You just proved a Flat Earth. You don't need to nose down. Duh. Because the Earth's not curving down and away from you. Thanks.
MIT, the Army Research Laboratory, flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Flat Earth with a flat Earth assumption. Non-rotating flat Earth. A flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. A flat and non-rotating, assuming a flat Earth. Flat, non-rotating Earth. A non-rotating Earth. Flat, non-rotating Earth. Validity of flat Earth based on a flat Earth assumption for a flat Earth and a flat atmosphere. Flat, non-rotating Earth. The flat Earth model. Propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. Ballistic vehicle motion. A closed-form solution is developed for the motion of a ballistic vehicle entering the atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating
flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.